Discipline is like being a pregnant lady, except you have no choice but to deliver, right? You have no choice but to deliver on the promises that you made yourself. You have no choice but to deliver on the things that you said you were going to do. You have no choice, no matter how you feel or no matter how you feel or how hard the task is. You have to deliver, right? You have to deliver that child. You have to deliver on your goals and your promises, the workout plan, whatever it is you got going. You have to deliver, right? That's where discipline comes in. Discipline makes you unrecognizable, right? If you can get discipline, right? If you can master discipline, you will become unrecognizable, right? You'll become so, like, the goal is to become so disciplined that you have to reintroduce yourself to the world, right? And in order to get to this point, I always talk about it in all my videos, you got to recreate yourself, right? And the key to recreating yourself is to literally get more disciplined. It's through recreation isn't supposed to be something that's easy. It's supposed to be something that's very difficult. It's painful. It's a painful process to become something majestic, right? It's a hard path. It's not something that comes easy. You know, anyone who goes from one state to another, there's going to be adversity and triumph and like obstacles in the way, right? But once you get to that point, once you become unrecognizable, it'll all be worth it, right? You know, I read a book years ago called The 48 Laws of Power, and one of the chapters in that book that really stood to me was recreating yourself and it talks about, there's one phrase in the chapter, and I'll paraphrase it because I don't remember exactly what it says, but it talks about when you recreate yourself, you have to view yourself like you are the artist. You are an artist who is crafting yourself, molding yourself into the image that you want to be, right? And in this video, I'm going to go through actionable, no bullshit steps on how you can recreate yourself and become someone unrecognizable to a point where you have to reintroduce yourself. And before I do that, I just want to say, make sure you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe. Also, make sure you book a one-on-one coaching call if you're looking to get in the best shape of your life and recreate yourself. I got you. I can make you a custom plan that makes sense for you. Hit that link in the description if you're looking to get absolutely jacked, right? If you're looking to get in the best shape of your life, hit the link in the description. And I'm looking forward to working with you soon. But back to scheduled programming, I'm going to get into some crucial steps on how you can recreate yourself through discipline, right? So the first thing is just, it's going to sound really cliche, but you have to your life is way too easy right now. You got to make your life harder. You got to struggle. You got to actively choose to do difficult things so that you can literally struggle. Because through the struggle, like I said, through the obstacles is how you're going to truly recreate yourself, right? So for example, you got to do things that are, like for example, what I did in order for me to recreate myself in this season, because keep in mind, recreating yourself, it's a constant thing. You're constantly recreating yourself. You're constantly self-improving. It doesn't just stop. It's a lifelong journey when you recreate yourself. And what I personally did, like this summer, to recreate myself, I had to make life hard on myself, right? Because I was trying to get lean. I was trying to get more shredded, right? So I had to do things to get more shredded. So for example, what I did is I started going on runs. I started jogging a little bit more. Like I joined a run club, right? Where they run 5K like twice a week, right? And I was doing this summer, running run clubs twice a week. And, you know, it was something difficult for me because most times these guys, they get up early, like 10 a.m. to go run, right? And that's something I wasn't used to. It's something difficult because who wants to wake up at 10? Mind you, I'm waking up at 8 o'clock because I have to drive all the way to the spot where they run, right? So who wants to get up early to go run 5K, right? Like the average person is not doing that, right? It's little things like that, like doing difficult things to push myself forward so that I can reach that next level, right? Because I also wanted to become more of a hybrid athlete, right? I don't want to just be a big dude in the gym. I also want to be big and mobile, right? Big and be able to run and be like athletic, right? So in order for me to recreate myself, to go from like this bodybuilder kind of like a bigger guy to, you know, a mobile and someone who looks like a force to be reckoned with, I have to do things, you know, I have to do difficult things to recreate myself. Like another thing that I got into was like doing cold plunges, right? Because I wanted to be able to like Because one, I heard is really good for your testosterone. Two, it also heard it like helps with like mental like discipline. So that's another reason why I got into cold showers, because I'm trying to get myself more disciplined. I'm trying to get myself more in that zone where I can, because what it does, cold showers is supposed to help you handle more stressful, difficult situations. Because if you're already putting yourself in a stressful situation like cold showers, it just helps you. You can translate that skill set to other areas of your life, right? So those are ways that I'm actively those are things that I'm actively doing to make my life a little bit more difficult, so that I can discipline myself to get to the next level, right? And one of the big obvious things that I did years ago to recreate myself and develop discipline was getting in the gym, getting jacked, right? So I want to encourage all you guys, you should be in the gym. That's the best way. If you're not in the gym already and you're looking to be more disciplined, the gym is the best way to get disciplined. Get a workout plan, pick out a routine and stick to it. If you want to increase your discipline, do that. Do that consistently 3 times a week, because that builds a mental toughness, because you're pushing yourself and you're literally metamorphosizing your body by sheer will and force, right, into the image that you want to be. It's the whole essence of recreating yourself. And by the way, if you need help with this, I'm the guy for that. Hit the link in the description, because I can definitely help you out in terms of like putting on muscle and recreating yourself, right? The next thing I also want to talk about is you want to, like I talked about, like getting in the gym and getting like in great shape is one of the best steps to recreating yourself. There's also a term in the gym that we use called progressive overload, right? And in terms of progressive overload, you want to progressively overload the hard things that you're doing in life. Just how you progressively overload in the gym, lifting heavier and, lifting heavier, more slow controlled movements. You're pushing yourself in the gym to get to that next level. You also want to push yourself and get to that next level with the hard things that you're doing in your life. For example, for me, right? Like when I first started doing the cold showers, right? I would jump in there for maybe not even 1 minute, like maybe 30 seconds and then get up, right? And then the next time you bump it up to 40 seconds. And then next time, maybe 50 seconds, then 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, so on and so forth, right? Same thing with the 5K runs, right? Maybe I'll run for like 1K, and then maybe I'll go run for 2K, then 3K, then 4, then 5, so on and so forth, right? The point I'm trying to get at here is that you have to progressively overload the hard things that you're doing, right? Because the biggest common mistake people do when they're trying to improve their discipline is that they kind of go in cold turkey, full send this shit, but you have to progressive overload. Like imagine you went in the gym, your first time going in the gym, and you pick up a 100-pound dumbbell. Of course you're not going to lift it, right? So you have to be able to progressively overload the difficult things in your life so that you can actually progress properly and stick to it, so it actually becomes sustainable, right? And another way that can help you do this too is rewarding yourself. You got to reward yourself. So once you do the difficult things over a certain amount of time, you have to reward yourself. And here's the key. The thing with rewarding yourself when you do difficult things is you have to make sure you keep your promise, right? You can't say, okay, I'm not gonna go to this place if I don't finish X, Y, Z, or I'm not gonna have this snack if I don't complete X, Y, Z, or do this, that, right? Like you have to keep your word to yourself. You can't just bullshit and even though you didn't complete the task and then you reward yourself, it defeats the whole purpose. That's how you fuck yourself up by doing that, right? You actually have to keep the word. Like if you don't complete that task, you're not going out that night, right? Like you're not rewarding yourself. Like you don't get the fucking treat, right? Like you gotta treat yourself like a freaking dog, bro. Like, you give the dog does something good, you give him a little treat, he does the trick, doesn't do the trick, doesn't get the treat, right? Same concept. You don't deliver, you don't get the reward, right? And the last thing I really wanted to talk about in this video, and it sums it all together, is, and I hear this phrase going around and I really like it. It's called that, and I've said it before in another video, which is that the magic that you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. And I think that's so powerful, because the things that we're avoiding in life, the hard things we're avoiding, is that the thing that you're avoiding right now is the thing that's keeping you from recreating yourself. You're one step away from a breakthrough, one step away from recreating yourself, and that step lies within the thing that you're running away from. Whether it's a leg day, right? You want bigger legs, maybe you gotta stop skipping leg day. Maybe you gotta stop avoiding leg day. You want your abs to show a little bit more, maybe you gotta stop skipping the ab workouts, right? The areas that you're lacking in are areas that you're avoiding. There's areas in your life right now that you're avoiding, you're running away from, and that's keeping you from getting to the next level, right? Maybe you want a better GPA and you're a university student, but what's keeping you from getting a better grade is maybe you're not studying enough. Maybe you're not, implementing the right strategies to get a better grade, right? What are you avoiding? Maybe there's a certain class that you're avoiding, certain things that you're avoiding, right? Maybe there's certain phone calls you're avoiding that's keeping you stagnant, that's keeping you in the same level. See, the key to sum this all up, the key to recreating yourself is to do difficult things that force you to grow, right? That forces you to, like how they say, like metal is forged in fire, right? Like you gotta forge yourself in fire. You gotta put yourself through hell, right? So that you can become the strongest and best version of yourself. You have to recraft yourself. And when you're recrafting, it's not gonna be easy. It's not fun and games. This shit is hard, right? You have to embrace this hardship that you're building yourself through, right? And it goes and it comes back to going through the things that you're avoiding, the hard tasks that you're avoiding. That's what's ultimately going to separate you and your old self, right? Is doing the hard things, not avoiding them, and doing them on a consistent basis, progressively overloading them, right? I hope this video made sense. Send this to someone who needs to hear it, who's looking to become more disciplined, to recreate themselves. Remember, there's nothing enlightening about playing small. Like, comment, subscribe. Remember, book that one-on-one coaching call if you're looking to get in the best shape of your life and recreate yourself. And remember, there's nothing enlightening about playing small. I think I already said that already. See ya.